Good morning, everybody. It's a pleasure to have you here today. Before I go into my presentation, I will do a few items of kind of housekeeping. As Tom mentioned, we are very appreciative of all the sponsors listed here in this slide to allow us to have this conference at a minimal cost um, to the people present here. And we have also a fairly sizable group online as well. So we welcome the folks online as well. And today, because we are having this hybrid event, and we've done this in the past, I think that we are getting more familiar with it. We would ask everybody online and here in the room to use a Slido to ask questions. There are little paper folded papers there on the tables where you can just scan the QR code, or you can type in the web page to basically access this way of asking questions. Is very seamless. Once you scan it, you will see what you see here in the screen. You can type a question, or if you like a question, you can give it a thumbs up, and that will automatically make the question go up in the list of questions. At the end of each presentation, the questions that were asked will pop up, and we'll answer them in the order that they show up. They are all anonymous, so you don't have to worry about that if you want to ask questions that way. And we want to do this again so that the folks online and the folks here can all participate at the same time. So please do use that. At the end of the conference, I'm going to be sending a survey about the conference, and we really appreciate you answering the questions. I know that we get bombarded with surveys all the time, but these surveys do make a big difference in the program that you're seeing this year. We take the feedback that you give us to improve and to make changes to the conference. And it's also extremely valuable to help us demonstrate the value of these kinds of programs to Minnesota agriculture, to legislators, to people that are kind of making decisions for us. So it's extremely important for you to complete that survey. And then as a way of giving thanks to you for doing that survey, and it's taking less than 5 minutes, it should be a really short survey. You can enter to a drawing of $50 gift card. There are CCU credits available, and so these are there are 3 sessions that we'll cover today. So you can use the QR code to access those credits. I think at the entrance, also in the registration table, there are the QR codes as well. And then the proceedings of the conference will be available online and the YouTube channel after the event. Just give us a few days to get it all uploaded, but they will be all available. And I also just want to bring to your attention the University of Minnesota Extension sites that we have for nutrient management, where you can access a lot of the great information that we are generating through research, as well as through the Agricultural Fertilizer Research and Education Council, AFREC, that partly funds this conference, as well as many of the research projects that we have in Minnesota. So the last thing I want to mention is just take a minute to remember George Ream. So George Ream passed away. He was a professor emeritus and longtime extension specialist in the Department of Soil, Water, and Climate at the University of Minnesota, and he passed away on Wednesday, January 17th in Rochester at the age of 82. George was born on October 1, 1941 in Martins Ferry, Ohio, and was the oldest son of George and Caroline Shaw Ream. George met his future wife at the University of Minnesota while he was pursuing his master's degree, and he married Kathy Raymond in 1964 in Minneapolis, and together they raised 3 children. George received a bachelor's degree from the Ohio State University and completed his master's and PhD degrees at the University of Minnesota's Department of Soil Science. He worked at the University of Nebraska as an extension agronomist for 14 years, and then he returned to Minnesota to join the Department of Soil Science, now the Department of Soil, Water, and Climate, in 1983 and worked as an extension specialist in nutrient management until his retirement in 2007. George was instrumental in developing nutrient management guidelines, helping farmers throughout the state to use soil fertility inputs effectively and efficiently. His research and education programs focused on the use of and benefit of fluid fertilizer, agricultural lime, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, sulfur, magnesium, zinc, iron, and copper, basically all of soil fertility pretty much for Minnesota cropping systems. He was also instrumental in getting the AFREC, the Agriculture Fertilizer Research and Education Council, going for Minnesota, and that has been extremely important program for Minnesota agriculture. In his retirement, he continued to contribute to soil fertility in many professional ways, including the Discovery Farms. This conference, the Nutrient Management Conference, George was the one that got this conference also started. And then when I arrived to the University of Minnesota, we kind of worked together and continued this one and started the Nitrogen Conference. And also in supporting a fellowship at the University for Graduate Education. So he has been really active even during his retirement. And he was a person that needed no introduction in Minnesota or in the Midwest and beyond. He was an icon of soil fertility. I know personally when I was a graduate student, he was one of the people that I will always look up to and go to his talks during meetings and just learn from him. And so he definitely was a mentor to many people, and he will be greatly missed here in Minnesota by all of us.